Let me ask you this one question, and be sure to pay attention because I'm not going to be repeating it again. But do you know what your break-even price is? In other words, do you know what's the lowest price you can list your car on Turo without losing money, considering all the costs? You don't know? You kind of know? If you don't, or you kind of know, well, this video is for you because today I'm going to be showing you how to run a break-even analysis in less than a minute, honestly. It's gonna be a super easy formula using a calculator I built. It took me a long time to build, but I finally got it together using all my accounting knowledge and all my technical skills. And I put it all in a nice little form where you could just type in some stuff and within a matter of minutes, it'll spit you out a number with the lowest price you can list your car on Turo. So be sure to follow, subscribe, like this video because it took me a lot of time. And you know, that's just a great way for you to show your appreciation. All right guys, so to be fair, I don't even think there's a calculator, a break-even Turo analysis calculator that exists in this world. So again, I went all out and I applied all the knowledge I have into break-even analysis, and I went ahead and applied it into this one calculator that you, my friend, are going to be able to use for only $49.95, and nah, just kidding. It's gonna be for free, so it's not gonna cost you any money. Now, before we do begin again, did you know that only 7% of my viewers are subscribed to my channel? So again, please, if you haven't already subscribed, please just smash that red button. And if you're already subscribed, well, thank you. And here's a video of a squirrel eating just to show you something nice today. I do want to mention that this is my first video being recorded of me having 2,000 subscribers, which again, it's awesome. I had that goal to reach the 2,000 subscriber mark by the end of August, and thanks to all of you, we've been able to accomplish that goal. Now my next goal is going to be the 3,000, which I know we're going to get there with everyone's help. But again, thank you so much for everybody who has supported this channel. But well, enough emotional talk. Let's go ahead and talk numbers. So I want to paint a picture for you. Let's just go ahead and follow my lead here for a moment. Just kind of assume that you're in my shoes, okay? That you're in my situation. And I'm going to be sharing pretty much what my situation is. Currently, you bought a Tesla Model 3, brand new for Turo, okay? We're gonna say that the monthly payment is gonna end up at $580 a month. So you're paying $580 a month for the car payment. You're paying car insurance of $150 with Progressive. We're gonna sponsor them for here a little bit. They're not sponsored, but you know, that's who I do actually use. And let's say that you wanna keep a $200 fund for maintenance, you know, a reserve fund that you're gonna be putting $200 every month for tires, brakes, because you know, every time you go and get these things changed, they're not cheap. They're not less than probably $800 to $1,000, especially on a Tesla. On the Turo side, let's just go ahead and say that you're on the 60 plan, which means zero deductible, full coverage, because it's a nice car and you don't want to be dealing with, you know, all the worrisome problems that somebody might damage your car. So you're just going to go with the plan that's the best. Let's also say that you expect to rent the car for 20 days out of the month. So again, that's around 66% of occupancy or rental rate, which I don't know if that's high or low, but that's a good average for me. Now, let's say that I'm listing my car on average, again, considering weekends and weekdays. Weekends are normally much higher in price, weekdays are less in price, but on average, an average rental day is just gonna be $100. Now, with all the things that I've mentioned to you so far, are we losing or are we earning money? Well, we're gonna go ahead and answer this question right now. This is where I will go over to the calculator that I just built that I've been telling you guys about. This break-even calculator will soon be on my website, a website I'm building that's gonna be very nice, but for now you can access it in the description below. So I'll be leaving the link to access this calculator in the description below. But for now, let's go ahead and check out the calculator itself. All right, guys, so when you get to this page right here, you're gonna see Turo break-even analysis. Use this calculator so you'll see right here on top, I made a nice little description. So use this calculator to get how much break-even, how much your break-even is. Break-even is a term used to determine how much revenue you have to make in order to cover for the direct expenses, direct and indirect costs. So if you don't want to get into all the technical stuff, simply go ahead and fill in this stuff, these forms, right? These sections. So it's going to ask you Turo insurance plan. So make sure you only type numbers, so no decimals, no percentage. But let's go ahead and say I'm in the 60 plan based on the story I painted for you guys. Remember, I'm a Turo host with a 60 plan, which is the best plan out there. Let's say amount of days that you expect to rent the car. I'm going to put 20. That's what we had agreed on. Car daily rate, I said that on average it was going to be listed for 100 days. And then check this if you have a car payment or it's financed or leased. This is honestly going to be irrelevant, so you could just leave this checked or unchecked. This is really not going to change anything. The car and monthly payment or monthly depreciation amount. So if you're financing your car, most likely you're having a 5-year, 4-year, 5-year, or 6-year term. I'm going to consider that as you're making payments, we're just going to depreciate the payments as well. So what that means is that if you're making $587 of a car monthly payment, some of that money is actually going to pay the car. Some of that money is going to pay interest. So the amount that is going to pay the car, we're going to just allocate that as depreciation. So at the end of the day, when you finish paying that car, technically you're still going to have an asset that's worth something. And it's kind of confusing. I'm making a lot more confusing than it sounds. So that's why if you don't want to get into the all technical analysis and kind of like everything, like all the details, just type in here how much you pay per month, and it should be as simple as that. If you don't have a monthly car payment, then just simply get the amount your car's worth right now. Let's say my Prius is fully paid. My Prius would in this case be worth around $10,000. So I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to keep this car for another 3 years. I'm going to go ahead and sell it at the end of these 3 years, maybe for $2,000. That means $8,000 I need to depreciate. And again, we're going to go ahead and remove this. So let's say my Prius is worth $10,000. We're going to go ahead and remove the $8,000 because we're going to sell it at the end of the year or at the end of these 3 years for $2,000. So at the end of 3 years, I'm going to get $2,000 cash. And I have $8,000 that I need to depreciate within these next 3 years. If we divide that by 3 years, that's $2,600. If we divide that by month, that's $222. So that's how much I would put right here, $222, because that's the amount I'm depreciating each month. But again, if you're financing your car, it's a lot just easier to put the amount we're financing the car. So in this case, I'm just going to put $580. Auto insurance, again, that should be pretty straightforward, $150. Maintenance ratio, I would recommend not to change this unless your car requires little maintenance, but you do want to make sure you have a reasonable maintenance ratio. In this case, this 10% is going to be roughly $200 a month, and it is comparable, or I guess it's calculated based on the Turo revenue. So this amount is going to be multiplying based on the amount of days and the rate that you're renting it for. So of course, if you're renting your car more, that means you're going to have a higher maintenance expense or amount. If you're renting your car less, that means you're going to have a less maintenance amount. Once we do this, we go ahead and click at this bottom here, and you guys can't see it, but we'll go ahead and click here in this see break-even analysis. So we'll go ahead and click there. Finally, it gives you your results, right? So find below the calculations based on what you submitted on the previous step. Feel free to go back and modify until numbers seem right. You know, maybe the first time I see them a little too high, too low, but you don't need to submit this form. So again, this form's just educational. You guys don't need to submit the form. This is page 2, but this is where you get your results. And let's see, please note that this is not financial advice, right? I mean, the form could be wrong. I mean, I don't want anybody suing me just because they misunderstood or miscalculated, or, you know, this calculator didn't, I guess, estimate accurately. This calculator really is just meant to help you kind of understand how much you should be charging for your car in a very simple, simplistic form and way. There's a lot of different scenarios that this obviously doesn't cover, but it's a great way for you to start. So in this case, it's calculating for you how much estimated monthly Turo revenue you're going to get, $2,000. How much Turo fees based on your Turo plan. So Turo plan, in this case, it's going to take $800 out of our pocket. How much expenses we're expecting. This includes Turo fees. This includes the car payment, the insurance, like pretty much everything, you know. So this is how much you're expecting to get. Expected profit after paying everything, even the maintenance budget and everything. So we would be getting around $270 per month. and then break even daily price. So this price is going to be a price that we're only going to be using. This is the lowest price you could list your car on Turo. So this is not including, this is actually including Turo fees. So in other words, 86.50 is exactly what you could list on the Turo app. And then the calculator already kind of calculated how much Turo is going to take and all that, and you should be good. Of course, you can always say thanks by donating if you want to submit the form, but you don't have to. So this is just a way, because I was afraid that people would submit the form and then I'm going to start getting this database of people just randomly submitting forms, and I didn't want that. So if you want to submit the form, it's going to be asking you for a donation, which you don't have to. Again, it's just a lock measure. But of course, if you want to, help out with this, and I'm not going to get mad if you want to donate money too. So with that being said, guys, that's it. It's really simple. Let's just say that we have a different scenario, right? Let's say, you know what, Fernando, I can't afford to have 86.50. It's too high. So let's just go back and say, what if I change into the 80 plan, Let's see how that changes. So on the 80 plan, we're going to expect to get $2,000, same revenue, 400, so less Turo fees. Expected expenses goes down, 1,330. And then expected profit, man, that's significant. From 200 something, we're going up to like 670. Break-even price now is $66.50. So that's actually very reasonable. Again, let's assume that, hey, you know what, it's getting slower. I don't think I'm going to be able to rent the car for 20 days a month. I'm going to put 15. Well, now we're going to be seeing that, with the 80 plan, 78.67 is roughly what we would, need to break even. So I think this calculator is really good. This calculator really helps you out a lot, and I think it's a tool that definitely every Turo host should be using. At least every beginner Turo host should be using. And I'm very proud for this calculator because I built it, using Zoho Forms is one of the companies I use a lot for all my programs and everything. But it's built for Turo hosts. It's really nice. So there you guys have it. It's going to be in the description below. It's going to be a very useful tool for you. Hopefully you enjoy it. Well, guys, did this video open your eyes a bit? Did you see how easy it is to just lose money thinking you're making money? In the story we actually presented to you, if we were to average out the $100, we would actually be making money. As you guys saw, we would be making around $200 a month, which is pretty good. But again, if you're in an insurance plan or if your car's not being rented for 20 days, you would end up losing money. And so it's important for you to always be aware of your goals. How many days are you supposed to be renting the car on Turo? What's your lowest rate? All these things are important and play a very important role in determining if you're going to be profitable or not on Turo. Believe it or not, this is often a problem that even small, medium, and large companies face. And that's why it's very important to have the right accountant or a good accountant so that they can determine, at least all your costs. Are we considering all of our costs, our indirect costs? And so in this case, I've helped you guys with that. And so don't worry, for Turo, I'm going to be helping you guys out, making sure that you guys are getting the most money for your car. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. Like I said before, over 92.6% of the viewers that watch my videos are not subscribed. So if you do subscribe, this is gonna help me out a lot. I'm trying to reduce that to probably a 90 and maybe 85, eventually 0. But yeah, again, thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Have a great, safe weekend, and I'll see you guys next week. Peace.